I've said it on the show before. This is unprecedented multiplicity. This is unprecedented versatility. McCaffrey doesn't line up and run like some routes. He runs every route that they have, right? I mean, they haven't run him on like a deep crosser yet. They will. They're gonna do it. He's gonna run.
They play him like
route.
He's Wes Welker sometimes. They're just like, go in the slot. He's the fucking running back.
They have running sluggos. Like, what are you doing? You can't. This is cheating. He's a white running back. They've never done before. It's legitimately unbelievable. So the versatility, and then the fact that Kyle, like 4 years ago, Kyle was wide zone play action, Sean McVay offense, wide zone play action. Like it was the base. It was the foundation, the root of this offense. Now they got 17 different run concepts. They walked out in the same surface against the Seahawks, where they're under center, McCaffrey's dotting the I, and they have Kittle and Juszczyk both as like H-backs, right? So tight ends, but off the ball and a little bit wide. They walked out in that surface and ran every run concept you can think of with no tip. No tip! There's no way of knowing what's coming next. You're in bare front, we're going C gap. You're in under front, we're going B gap. It's never been easier to get a play dialed up that the opposing defense is not built to stop because of the versatility of this group. And I haven't said the name Brock Purdy yet because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's Kyle being this good.
And they don't put him in any
being this good.
Yeah, they don't put him in any position to truly hurt them.
Right. He's the guy who puts himself in the position. Because he's aggressive. He's nuts. He's reckless. There's like 4 or 5 plays a game where Kyle probably wants to grab him by the scruff of his neck and tell him to chill out. Just let the offense work for him because he pushes the ball down the field. This is it's an incredible offense.
I've talked about this theme before in the podcast over the years. I'm older than you. And the one thing I've learned about the NFL playoffs, and maybe it doesn't always result in the champion, but I think it's a pretty good indicator. When we get to this final 8, which team does their thing the best? Which team's best thing is better than everyone else's best thing? If you just even start from that basis, it's a good way to think about it. And I think what the Niners have with what you called the multi-position, whatever you said. What was the phrase?
It's unprecedented multiplicity.
Unprecedented multiplicity. You had it. The Eagles had it in the first part of the year, where it was like the totality of what they were doing and what they were doing offensively with Hurts and the way they were able to have these 2 wide receivers that could make real plays with a tight end who's in the top 5, and their ability to run the ball and their ability of their quarterback to just kind of roll out and do stuff. That was the best thing in the league. And I think the Niners have unseated it.
Yeah.
I think their best thing is the best now.
Yeah. When you said like the playoffs is a lot about who's best is the best, my mind immediately went to the 2019 divisional round game, or NFC Championship game where the Niners played the Packers, and Jimmy threw 8 passes, right? And they won the game. They ran for like 400 yards, or just some like just disgustingly absurd number, like in the first half, like 220, and it was just like absurd, right? That game typifies Kyle, right? And the way that he thinks about football. He's gone against the Dan Quinn defense that he knows, right? He coached under Dan Quinn in Atlanta. Richard Sherman had the soundbite on Kevin Clark's podcast about how like Kyle was calling plays specifically to break rules that Dan Quinn has. He knows Quinn's blood. He knows his DNA. And so they played them in the wild card round last year. And this was when the Niners were still running the football a little bit more. And the Cowboys did everything they could, man. They had Michael Parsons playing like true linebacker this time. Remember, he wasn't an edge yet. And they were running around and they were reading the motion and they were blitzing the gaps, and it just doesn't matter. Like once Kyle gets you kind of in the headlock, right? It's older brother with a noogie. He doesn't let go, right? Until you call uncle or mom comes home. Like it's Kyle's ability to kind of step on your pressure point and stay there. It's really like I made this comparison on the Friday preview show for the NFL feed. The same way that like Mahomes is just a head above the elite quarterbacks. Like I know we say they're all elite, but like Mahomes is clearly a little better. That's how I feel about Kyle in offensive design. There's like Sean's really good, Andy's really good. There's no 2 ways around it, but Kyle's just got that edge. And against the Dan Quinn defense that he knows, Cowboys win, they better be scoring 45. Like I think this thing has a way to get like a barn burner for the ages.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the Niners. I think their defense is good. I think you can throw on them. That's going to be the key for Dallas. And so if they win, it's probably a higher scoring game. It sounds like we agree on the 4 teams that could advance here. KC, Philly, Cincy, and San Francisco, even though we've said the appropriate caveats with, Jacksonville, who knows? And Giants, maybe. That's plus 571 on FanDuel if you think those are the 4 teams in the Final Four.
That's
Cincy
fun.
at
It's a nice day to call
KC.
your shot, yeah.
Yeah, Cincy at KC and the Niners at Philly.